You guys are the manifestation of the biggest thing I believe on earth, which is follow your shit, fuck money, just follow your shit, you'll be happy, and once in a blue moon, it might even lead to stupid money. Like, I'm really excited about Coach and the rest of like leadership teams been talking about from a chemistry standpoint. Like, the way you guys are kind of clicking as a crew right now is like got me. I'm just fucking excited. On that note, who do we want to hate? What team do we fucking want to hate?
It's gotta be Toronto, right? That's gotta be the
because of the North thing?
Yeah, it's gotta be. That's just a given.
But what about from a human level? Like, what team do we hate?
I mean, I'm gonna say London.
Stepping like a concrete mixer, all these odd thoughts flicker while these soft parts flutter. Churning all that glitter ain't gold by the digits, so they got 'em in the gutter. You will find it when the road hits the rubber stamp. Hold to the underbelly, fall with the upper hand, please. I tell myself, breathe, tell you part of my reach. I thread the needle through the heart of the dream and see what part of it bleeds.
It starts with the historical success of Call of Duty as a game franchise. And that gave the ownership group confidence that it has the staying power to be the right long-term move. For several years, Wise Ventures and the Will family had looked at different opportunities to invest in the esports space, and they wanted to be a part of it, but wanted to do it at the right time, at the right place, with the right opportunity. With Call of Duty League, they really felt like that was that right opportunity. When we first started the team, our initial instinct was that, yes, we need to hire a GM, the GM hires the coach recruits the players. What we had to deal with as an organization was an incredibly quick turnaround from champs that closed the previous season to free agency opening essentially 2 weeks later. Fortunately for us, this was at the same time that we were bringing Ashley on board.
It was announced shortly after I came back home to Minnesota that the Wilfs, who own the Minnesota Vikings, the NFL team, started Wise Ventures Esports, and their first initial investment is this new Minnesota Call of Duty franchise. Going forward, I will be working very closely with the Minnesota Call of Duty team. It's very exciting. Like I said, I can't say the team name, I can't say too much other information that has not been announced yet.
She had an incredible knowledge of the players, of the scene, who could fit well with who. The further we got along, the more we started to come to the conclusion that the right move for this organization was to have Ashley lead our roster building for season 1.
I was so nervous. I was like, man, if I screw this up in some way, I gotta do the best I can, right? So I'm talking to as many people as I can. My phone was hot all off season. I'd have to look at my calendar, but there was one day where I was talking to a player every like 30 minutes to an hour. I wanted to build a championship caliber roster.
Minnesota nailed out a big announcement the other day showing that they've signed 3 new players to their lineup, those 3 being Silly, RØKKR, and Assault, with Saint being their coach, and it seems to be announcing.
So after we got the first 3 players, that was when, started really talking seriously with Coach Saint, because he gets along great with our guys. They have a history. He also mirrors the values of the organization, so we said, let's bring him in.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I was living in Florida at the time, and pretty much as soon as I got this job, I moved within I think a few weeks. I don't think Minnesota was the place I envisioned myself in initially, but yeah, I have absolutely no complaints living here. I think every player on this team definitely brings a lot. Justin especially. Justin has always been super flexible in his play style. Back when he won champs in 2018, he was, by far one of the best players at that event. I think it really lit his fire, and his work ethic ever since then has been, in my opinion, the best in the league. You know what you're gonna get from Adam. He holds things down with his AR. When he's playing that main AR role, just locking his things down and trusting his teammates, I mean, there's no one that can gun him. RØKKR, you know, he's been playing for a little bit, but last year was a really big breakthrough year for him. And the things he did on E6 just shows how incredible of a player he is. Alex, I've had my eye on that guy for a little bit. Ever since World War II when he was on the Unilad roster, the ways he cut off the map and the plays he was making for that Unilad team were absolutely exceptional. ASIM's, you know, very first year competing was last year with FaZe. The ways he was able to open the map for FaZe is what made them such a good team at the end of the year. And, you know, those plays really help us out.
Oh, baby!
I mean, everyone on this team, they all get along really well. There's not too much ego clash at all. So that's why I'm really glad we have the guys that we have, because, you know, even if we do have a slow start, I think every single person on this team can bounce back.
But I can't do it with my jacket on. But that is the general. I was asking how to do it.
With Coach Saint, with our 5 starting players, with our 2 subs, with our analyst and assistant coach, we really feel like we have the right group to take advantage of these resources. Not every team has players living in the same city. Will that turn out to be a strategic advantage for our guys over the course of a season and multiple seasons? We think it will. We think the facilities that we're building and having those guys under the same roof, being coached up daily by Jake and Brian, we think that can be the differentiator in the success of this team. So it will be very interesting to see as this 2020 season goes on, do the teams that take this approach have an advantage?
Just the whole infrastructure here in Minnesota is so awesome. Everything they're doing for all the staff, all the players is unprecedented, and all the players are, you know, just absolutely great people as well. You don't see any of them being too big-headed on the timeline or anything like that. So it's just a bunch of people you can get behind, just really good people. My hopes and expectations are definitely to win it all. You can't really go into the season shooting for a top 4, a top 6, or anything like that. I don't think that's the mentality you want to have. If you look at most of these pro players, all of them think they're the best, but we know we're going to be the best.
The moment I'm most looking forward to is that moment when our team comes out and is announced Friday night for the first time. That moment is something that I've been looking forward to since basically the day I took this job.
Now, I want to hear what you're going to do when we introduce your home team. Let's hear it for the Minnesota RØKKR!